speakers there. Let's start off with Michelle Tabor. She's going to be talking about tools and methods for content optimization. Michelle is an awesome community member. I've seen her a lot lately in the community doing some really great things. So I will turn it over to you, Michelle.
Okay. Sorry, I have to get my stuff up. All right, so today I am going to go over what I've been calling my 3 C's of web optimization for content. Well, today is content. I'm going over 1 C of my 3 C process. For this meeting, I'm focusing on content, and I will share tools and methods to get you easy wins with the content. When I say content, I'm talking about your images and your videos. When I'm talking about code, I'm talking about code. And then the last C is a CDN, which is like the easy street. But today is about pictures. But first, what's my street credit? I'm Michelle Tabor. I'm Director of Web Development and Interactive at Bridges. We are a digital marketing and revenue growth firm here in OKC. My claim to fame, if you ever want to stalk my GitHub, is my obsession with Twilight-themed MySpace layouts. I started coding back in 2003 in high school, where I taught high schoolers how to make HTML websites with iframes and tables. I freelanced around until I attended a boot camp from 2018 to 2019. And then I got my first real job with Gannett Media in 2019, about 6 months after I graduated boot camp. So all you boot camp grads, there's hope out there. And then in 2021, after I was furloughed, I joined Bridges as a web designer, and they discovered I knew how to code. And now, after many different steps, this is where I'm at. So, why is having a fast web experience important? In today's world, everything is digital. Users expect a fast, frictionless web experience. In a recent study, they found that as the bounce rate goes up, page speed increases. If you don't know, a bounce rate is the percentage of users that leave a web page without taking any action. We want users to take action. We want them to buy the thing, fill in the form, click to read another article, sign up for our app, etc. More than half of all web traffic is mobile, but mobile conversion rates are less than desktop. Conversion rates are kind of the opposite of bounce rates. They are the percentage of users that took a desired action. So in short, when users bounce and don't convert, they're not generating revenue, and revenue is how we all get paid. So how do we fix this? Optimize your content. Load appropriately sized images and videos for each view is the easiest and most impactful change you can make. This is like the biggest win and easiest win. Over the last year, I've worked on 40 different sites to do just that. Page speed is just one part of Google's Core Web Vitals, and Core Web Vitals are one of over 200 of the known ranking signals for Google's algorithm. Since I'm in digital marketing, this is important to my clients. So one of the easiest, most effective, and most overlooked ways, and I get on my high horse a little bit about it, is optimizing the media. Make sure your photos and your videos are sized appropriately and are in the right format. So part of that is choosing the right format and size for your needs. The most common photo formats are PNG, JPEGs, and this new guy called WebP. If you don't know and you're not a design person, PNG is a lossless high-resolution format, and it's most commonly used in stock images and in printing. These images are usually large and take a lot of resources to load. We may not notice that it takes 3/4 of an extra second to load a 10 megabyte image on our Mac with our broadband internet, but a user on Samsung S8 on 3G sure can tell. And then they will bounce and they will not buy your thing. JPEG is the compressible and most accessible format for the web. If you do nothing else to optimize your photos, make your photos JPEGs and size them correctly. There's no need to load a 2000 pixel wide image and a 500 pixel wide image slot. A general rule I follow is to size my JPEGs 1/2 times my needed size. It's just a general rule. And then we had this new guy called WebP. If you run Lighthouse on a web page, and Google's going to tell you, use a next-gen format. One thing to know, WebP is not a replacement for the traditional formats. It's not fully supported in all browsers. So when you do use it, you have to set a fallback image source to make sure everybody gets a picture. One thing, you might have encountered WebP in the wild, especially if you visit a website that's using Cloudflare. You tried to download the image, it downloads as WebP. I don't know. As a WebP, even though the browser says it's a PNG, that's your Cloudflare doing its job to deliver optimized content for you. Photo editing software hasn't caught up with WebP yet. Photoshop has a plugin, and there are online apps as well. I have a favorite app I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. And then moving to videos, I hope we all can agree that at no point should we ever load an MOV file. Videos should just be coded in MP4. And then a little interesting tidbit is MP4s are smaller to load than GIFs. I love GIFs when texting, and adding an animation to a website can look nice, but it's also not friendly to those with motion sensitivities. I'm in the camp of don't force your autoplaying movies and animations on me unless I want them. There's two camps on this subject, and maybe another time we can debate that. If you're adding videos to your website, encode it with MP4. There's also some tricks on how to delay loading until needed, or to preload, which is part of the code part of my optimization rant talk, but not part of today's lightning talk. Now I'm going to show you a couple of tools that are just free out there in the wild. I have to figure out how to change my tab to share. I think it's this tab. Can you see it? But there's a tool called Squish, Handbrake, and ImageMen. These are both different tools that you can use to compress them. Share this tab. All right, I'm going to take you over to Squish. I have loaded in a PNG image. At the bottom, you can see it is 36 megabytes. This is the original image. I downloaded it straight from Adobe stock. And on the right, we have just added to compress it to a WebP, how much lossless effort we want to put into it. And you can see that it's been, without resizing anything, down to 152 megs. And if we resize it from its original, well, I'll show you the original. The original was 7,000 pixels wide. Where you resize it even to 25%, we can see that we are now to 224 kilobytes, which will load much faster. And the little bar here can show you the difference. Like the left is the original, the right is after compressing. You download it. It also has just a JPEG, and you can see how it also affects the differences in that. That was it. Thank you. That was my short and sweet little talk.